Who would win, Voldemort or Grindelwald? It sounds like a simple question, but when you put these two dark wizards side by side, the answer suddenly becomes a lot more complicated. Was Voldemort's brutal, explosive magic enough to overpower anyone who stood in front of him? Or was Grindelwald's calm, elegant, almost prophetic understanding of magic something Voldemort couldn't compete with? And the more I think about it, the more I wonder, were they even fighting the same kind of war? If you enjoy videos like this, deep dives into magic, power, and the biggest questions in Harry Potter lore, then this is the channel for you. There should be a subscribe button somewhere on your screen. If that's your thing, tap it now and let's take a proper look at this duel. Because to understand who would win, you need far more than raw power. You need to look at how these two men used magic, what drove them, and what held them back. And I'll be honest, the answer here isn't obvious at all. Let's start with something clear: their wand styles. Voldemort fights like a storm, fast, violent, unrelenting. In the books, his magic hits like a physical force, blasts of color, often silent, often deadly, and almost always with the intent to kill immediately. He doesn't probe, he doesn't warm up, he doesn't look for weaknesses. He tries to end the fight instantly, and usually he does. Grindelwald is almost the opposite. His magic is graceful, measured, strategic. He bends spells instead of firing them blindly. He uses the environment, reflections, flame, smoke, even the emotion in the room. His duels feel like choreography. There's calculation in every movement. And that instantly raises the first big question. Which style actually wins in a real fight? Does Voldemort's sheer aggression overwhelm Grindelwald? Or does Grindelwald's control dismantle Voldemort's chaos? To answer that, you have to consider something Voldemort didn't understand. But Grindelwald did: the Elder Wand. Grindelwald not only wielded it, he mastered it. He studied wand lore, wand allegiance, and the deeper rules of magical loyalty. Voldemort later possessed the wand too. But it never obeyed him. Not because he wasn't powerful, but because he didn't understand how the wand chose a master. Grindelwald built his entire strategy around this kind of knowledge. Voldemort dismissed it. And for me, that creates the second big question. What matters more in a duel? Raw spell power, or understanding how magic itself behaves? But there's a third factor here, and honestly, I think it might be the most important one: intent. In Harry Potter, intent practically shapes reality. Lily's protection of Harry, Snape's Patronus, Harry's use of Expelliarmus, even wand allegiance. Magic responds to what you feel as much as what you do. Voldemort's intent is pure destruction, domination, fear, hatred. Grindelwald's intent is vision, control, belief, persuasion. One wizard fights through emotion that he cannot fully control. The other manipulates emotion with absolute precision. And this matters because Voldemort becomes unstable, genuinely unstable, when someone doesn't fear him. Look at Harry. Look at Dumbledore. The moment Voldemort senses defiance, he becomes reckless. Grindelwald wouldn't fear him. And that alone changes the whole duel before it even begins. By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, do give the video a like. It really helps me keep making these and lets me go even deeper into the wizarding world. Now let's look at something nobody talks about: their minds. Voldemort is the superior killer, but Grindelwald is the superior strategist. Voldemort controls followers through terror. Grindelwald controls followers through belief. Voldemort never unites the wizarding world. Grindelwald almost unites the entire planet. Even in Deathly Hallows, after decades locked away, Grindelwald still looks Voldemort in the eyes and refuses to betray the Elder Wand's location. That takes a level of composure that Voldemort has never once shown in the series. And that composure matters in a duel. So, who actually wins? If Voldemort catches Grindelwald completely off guard, fast, violent, no hesitation, Grindelwald dies. Voldemort's opening burst is one of the most dangerous things in the entire series. But if Grindelwald has even a moment to understand Voldemort, to influence the environment, to pull the duel into strategy and away from brute force, to use wand lore against him, to shape the energy of the battlefield, then Voldemort loses. Not because he's weaker, but because Grindelwald is calmer. Smarter, more disciplined, more complete as a wizard. Voldemort mastered fear. Grindelwald mastered people, and every wizard in the series who ever defeated Voldemort, even indirectly, did it through understanding, not brute strength. So in my opinion, Grindelwald wins more often than not because he's stronger, but because Voldemort's biggest weakness has always been the same. He never understands the magic he can't control. On screen now, I answer, why was Dumbledore able to block Voldemort's Avada Kedavra?